Hello everybody, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Spin Fishing series. Today, a couple things going on. I got a little bit of time left on my boat. I think I've got about a little bit short of a day, so I'm going to go ahead and use up the last time on the boat, and then I will head over to Mosquito and run the New Year's Fair there. I may not record all of the New Year's Fair, just because getting all the float fishing fish doesn't really make sense for this series, but we'll see. I'll definitely pull you in for anything cool we catch, all the presents, and definitely as we open the presents. But you may have noticed when I pulled that perch in that I went ahead and activated premium on this account as well for now. Again, that's only because the New Year's Fair has special gifts, so we're getting an extra bonus to XP for catching fish, and we have a 2-hour happy hour right now because the New Year's Fair is giving everyone a happy hour. So that's kind of my thought for the day today, is to just get as much out of the boat as we can since we've already paid for it, and then we'll go from there. It's almost a spring-like day, especially after the last few weeks of snow and ice and negative temperatures. We're almost in the 60s today. I just got done with a long walking of the dog, so he was sleeping on the floor and woke up when I started talking, hopped up on the couch and laid down. So same arrangement as yesterday. I've got the nice rainbow. Very nice rainbow. I've got the Spiker 15 on rod 2 here, and I've got the Vico 8G on here. I did, one thing I will note is I do have size 1 hooks on the Vico. I think it comes with size 4. So there's a chance we'll get less fish, but bigger fish because of that. That was the same configuration I had yesterday. I did not change it. I just wanted to go ahead and mention that that is the case because of that pretty nice Arctic char we caught at the end of last episode. Decent grayling here. Probably around a kilo. Yeah, a little bit shorter. So I will definitely have to buy another telestick over at Mosquito. I'm debating, do I want to go with the starter kit or the starter plus kit? Starter plus lets you catch a little bit bigger fish, which some of the gifts can be heavier, and it's only 150 silver. So I don't know, we'll see. Some of it may depend on how much I make before I have to leave here today. I will be dropping off the reels and rods for repairs while we're at Mosquito, just because they all need it significantly. I did kind of price out the difference for repairs because winding has an 85% repair cost, but it is only on reels. So I may go over there and repair reels, but they only have one of the parts. I don't think they have a part for my main rods or main reel, so it doesn't necessarily make sense to do that. We'll see. But they didn't have a part for the I didn't note it down. Yeah, I forgot to note which they didn't have a part for in my spreadsheet that I was tracking that in. Whoops. But we definitely need to repair everything. I mean, this rod line needs to be replaced. Line guides need to be replaced. Mechanism on this reel is getting a little bit old, but we got 2 of those, so I'll decide which one's got the best combination of stuff and repair it. Because we shouldn't need... Actually, I'll probably repair them both, to be honest. Decent Vindy here, it looks like. Yep. Because if you look at this reel, it's about the same. Definitely needs a new friction brake. And then this reel needs a new friction brake. I need to look at the mech on it. The rod needs to have the line guides replaced. And that'll take, I think, a day and a half of time to do so. So since we will not be using these rods, since it's telestick fishing only, it makes sense to drop them off. So I need new line for sure. And then line guides are 34% worn. Mechanism's 10%. I'll probably swap it out because we'll use it for quite a bit. Friction brake 17% worn. So basically need to reset everything because rod 1 will become my secondary rod. My secondary rod will become my third rod. My third rod's a little bit on the worn out side too, but it's more of a light rod right now anyway, so. It's a good Belia rod, but not a whole lot else. So it is Thursday afternoon, December 29th. Yeah, it is Thursday. Being off that 4-letter W word and the holidays, it's weird. Couldn't remember what day it was. And it's mid-afternoon. It's very, very windy outside, so if you hear any weird noises, that's probably what it is. And because of the snow and ice last week, my city canceled trash service for my area, but I would say about 60% of people didn't see that and have had their trash sitting out for a week. So, and recycles uncovered. We don't have trash bins. You literally just put bags on the side of the road. So, you can guess what state some of those are in after the cold, the melting snow, and now the 50-60 degree days the past couple days. Taking the dog for a walk and keeping him away from the trash bags is interesting. I noticed even one of the county council members evidently did not read every single news station that said, hey, there's going to be no trash pickup. And I think I even got an email from the city that said there's going to be no trash pickup. So good old elected officials. I intentionally threw that one off to the side like that since I was turning. I wanted it to be behind where the boat was going to be since I was doing a full 180. That's one of the best names I've ever seen. Harvesting Nemo. That got a laugh out of me. I assume it was kind of worldwide, but there was I don't know if it was just a Disney movie or if it was an actual Pixar movie, but there was Finding Nemo as a fish movie here in the United States. So that's a good name. Almost every day I see a name that gives me a chuckle. And And I've kind of found being here on the south end of the lake, just going east-west across here, has been pretty decent for me the past couple days. And really, today was, I actually planned on going directly to Mosquito. And then when I logged in, I'm like, oh, I better see how much time I have left on the boat. And it was a reasonable amount. I want to say it was about 20 hours. Where are my boat tickets in my inventory? There they are. So I've got 11 hours left on it. This one's probably expired. Been noticing they haven't been dropping out of your inventory if you're not actively in the boat when they expire. We just got level 60% on spin fishing. And what did that unlock? Fishing with a topwater lure. Nice Vindus. Just short of a marker. So probably when the sun goes down, I'll head in and go over to Mosquito. Because 11 hours would be, 10 hours from now probably would be about 1 a.m. So when it gets nighttime, we'll just call it here at Kuori and go fishing at Mosquito. Because I do have the starter telestick. I can get a piece of bamboo. I probably will. Just because I don't know if I have enough. I do have enough worms. I'll probably buy some more maggots though and toss those out. See if we can't get some. Did I forget to lock one of these? Yep. I heard a fish jump. Toss the maggots out, see if we can't get a bunch of Chinese sleepers. Let's reel this guy in real quick since that one may have a bit of a long reel in because I was an idiot. Did I? I did. Couldn't remember if I blocked the reel on one or not. So we are only 175,000 XP away from leveling up. It's possible by the time we finish the New Year's event, we'll be 22. I don't know. I think 22 unlocks Donnets, which is not a whole lot of a spin fishing river. I'll have to look though. They added a bunch of lakes and rivers since I initially leveled up. You pretty much did Kuori and Volkov until 30. Or maybe 28, I think, is when Tuba and Archie opened up. So let's see, 22 would unlock Donitz. It is a bit of a spin. It's kind of an all-around one. Sura opens up at 24, Ladoga at 26, Archie at 27. Amber is very much a carp lake. Octuba's all around. Tunguska's spin. And Yama's very much a spin. So, got a ways to go before any of those. Just keep in mind, right now we need 600,000 XP to upgrade. We'll get less and less for every fish we get because we've already caught a bunch of these fish. And I know to go from 32 to 33 is either 5 or 6 million XP, so we got a long ways to go. Not catching a lot of big stuff today, a lot of small Lakers. Decent Vendus, maybe. It was. Between the 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing a bunch of leaves and trash debris up in my face, and me doing some cleaning up on my house. My nose is a little stopped up today. Kicked up a bunch of dust and other stuff. Part of the end of the year trash runs is we're allowed to put out a bunch of extra bags, so did some cleaning. Plus them missing last week means they will not complain if we put out even more than we're allowed to usually. And I've needed to clean up the house a little bit for a while. Another good rain. No, that was a good Arctic char. 11,000 XP. Nice fish. Thought it was a rainbow. 2.4 rainbow would have been a nice fish. There's plenty of room. I'm not stuck on something, game. And maybe... No, it still should have been deep enough for me to turn there. $31 fish in 19 minutes, not bad. But again, a lot of small stuff, so I don't think we made a lot of silver. I did consider sending equipment from either my main account or my float account over to this account, but the way I see it, and I'm talking for doing the New Year's Fair, the way I see it, if I was playing at this time on this character, I would do the New Year's Fair and I would buy the equipment for it. So I feel like I should buy the equipment rather than send it because of premium. And we will make 150 silver. I'm not worried about that. Got to lock this one, and of course I got a good fish on it. And now I got a good fish on the other line too. Although I think I got the friction brake turned down a little bit on rod 2. I do. Opening day. There's a lot of good names in chat today. Oh, fish on 1 got away. I do want to recast rod 1 once I bring this one in, if it doesn't get anything on it between now and then, just to bring it closer, because I think it's still a good ways behind the boat. Come on, fishy fish. Kind of surprised it popped off when I had it under tension, but when I had it completely limp, loose, no friction brake on it, it stayed on for a while. I don't think this is something super amazing. Probably a 2 kilo-ish Laker. Definitely cutting into our fish per minute, though. Rod 1's got something good on it now, too. Probably won't recast this just because we're getting to the time that I'm going to wrap things up here at Kuori and go over to Mosquito. Yep, it's a Laker. Wow. I'm an idiot. Huh. I've never had a real break like that. Especially with how worn out my line was. It shouldn't have done that. But that fish was able to pull more than 5 kilos and break the mechanism in the reel. Although that mechanism was pretty worn out, we saw earlier, so. We did lose the Vico, or the Spiker. And probably quite a bit of line. I don't know. It said the line tore, so surprisingly my leader hung on. But I'm a little bit surprised the leader didn't break first, but that mechanism must have been more worn than I thought. So. Yeah, we only lost 7 meters of line. Oh well. Not what I wanted to close it out on, but it is what it is. That's why, honestly, that's why you always make your leader the weakest part of your setup, so that if you break something, you just break it. Granted, these are cheap reels to repair and replace, so I'm not too upset about it. Honestly, I'll probably put the broken lacertis in the tent for storage. I can hear the loop of the engine. About a 2-second sound that just gets looped over and over and over and over. All right, we'll take a quick look here. Crucians, gibels, roaches, pellets, brown trout. Didn't get any big perch. No bream, no pike, no ide, no common. So nothing there. And then at the fish market, probably, I'm going to say 50 silver. 42.5. So not the best day there, but it is what it is. So we are going to go over to Mosquito. First thing I'm going to do, you saw me take the reel off of this rod. I'm going to go drop everything off for repairs because we got 4,500 silver. It's going to cost us at least 60, looks like about 100 silver to repair everything. But it needs to get done. So come over here to the workshop. We want to repair the Comfort SF87. I want to replace the line guides with the existing ones. That'll take a day and 16 hours. Oh, Chinese food is starting to not agree with me. It'll take a day and 16 hours. That's in-game logged in time. It'll cost 17.46. And I will not have that rod during that time. The Liberia, you also want to do the same thing. Day, 16 hours. So it's very expensive to repair. It's 62 silver? Really? Really? They're very worn. Huh. It's also a much more expensive rod, so So what it's telling me there is it's got line on it. You should take it off and maybe stuff like that, but whatever. So those are dropped off to repair. So if you look at this, we did completely break the mechanism. So repairing this would cost 34 there. Honestly, nothing else. I'm going to go ahead and repair it. Everything else is in pretty decent shape. The other lacertis will replace the mechanism, the friction brake, everything else is reasonable. And the Mosquito 2 mechanism will replace, friction brake will replace. Everything else, I'll go ahead and replace the, well, we don't have the standard grease. For 11%, it's not worth it. But that'll take 3 days and 22 hours to fix. It's just 2 days to replace the friction brake, so we'll go ahead and do it. I want that reel to be as fresh as possible. So all of our stuff's in for repairs. Cost us about 250 silver, 240, somewhere in that range. But we'll get a lot more silver back from that. So let's hustle over here, do a quick dig for some free worms, and grab our free food since we're here at Mosquito and it's not quite midnight. So our options for float fishing, we can buy this, which is a 4.8 kilo. Honestly, that's all we need. I don't think we need the walrus stick, which also comes with 4.8 kilo line, but it supports up to 7.4. I'm just going to get this, and then if we need something bigger, I'll come back. I think that makes the most sense. So we'll unpack that, which basically means we cannot return it now. So I want to put that in one, this in two, and then I meant to stop at the admin building across the way on my way back and forgot to. So if you look on the door, you can see E enters where you go and buy your maps. Y gets you a spare float tackle. G gets you a spare spinning tackle. So I pressed Y and I now have the bamboo rod. I may not use it, but that should have also gotten me a little bit of extra worms. But if I want to, I've got a third float rod now. I'll probably throw out a bottom rod. I don't know. So I also want to buy some more maggots. So baits, larva, maggot. We'll buy 90 of them. That probably won't be enough, but it is what it is. So again, if you haven't seen the New Year's Fair, it's only from this one dock. You cannot fish anywhere else at Mosquito. It's from this one dock. So we've got a size 14 hook on. We'll put a maggot on and we'll go down to 1 meter deep as the wind starts blowing outside in real life. And we'll come out here. We'll toss this out and we'll let it sit. We'll take rod 2 out. So it's got 3.1 liter or 3.1 kilo line on. We'll put a different float on it. We'll put another size 14 hook on it, and we'll put another maggot on it. We'll go to 1 meter as well. I may lower those to size 16 hooks. We'll see. If you are interested in float fishing, I do have another character that is pretty much a pure Floatfish account. There's a link in the description to that if you're interested, to the playlist for that. So I may cut a lot of this out just because it's very repetitive. Most folks have already seen this, but we're basically starting at 0.2% float, and we're going to see what we can get from there. So there are 17 bags that you can catch. Sometimes only one rod will catch it, sometimes two will catch it, but there's these 17 bags, 2 of which are premium only, which is why I bought premium on this account. Looks like they've fixed chat. Yeah, looks like utilization's low enough that they fixed chat. Earlier this week, this area was had so many people in it that chat was broken. You would see no global weeklies or anything like that. And if you were in a player created chat room, you would see chats, but you wouldn't be able to respond to them. It was really weird. So I'll try and hang out here till I get at least one of the bags, and then we'll be kind of in and out as we get decent fish. You know, if I happen to hook a trophy or as we get bags, I may unpause and come back into that. Just because this really isn't the focus of this character, and this will take quite a bit of time. Typically, it's been about 4 hours, 4 in-game days to get all 17 bags. I got unfortunate on my Steam account, and I actually had to catch 230 fish to get the last bag. So hopefully that doesn't happen here. Honestly, as long as I get the 2 premium bags in the first 3 days, 3 real life days, I'm okay with that because I only bought 3 days of premium. Here we go. Nope, just a big roach. Usually when it hangs like that, that's a bag. We'll probably get a lot of roach, some perch, and Chinese sleepers later in the day. Maybe a little, we got a gibel already too. There'll be some gibels, some urchins mixed in. But roach and sleepers and perch are going to be the main ones I would expect to see right here on maggots. So if you haven't seen float fishing, it is very interactive. The fish do not automatically hook on. You have to hook them yourself. This might be a bag. Yeah, this is a bag on rod 1 here. So this will be a good test of, is this rod going to be capable of getting the bags? Yep. And it is, float fishing is very much a test of patience. Like I'm watching this one. That might have been a bite. I don't think it actually was. And then me pulling it there probably spooked the fish off. And there you see, even though the float was pretty much underwater, the fish wasn't fully biting. It was still just nibbling on it and biting the side of the maggot, pulling it down, but not actually taking the hook. since there's a good chance we'll be using worm later on, potentially. I've got my floats crossed. We'll do some digs. That'll also get us bait harvesting skill points since we're in happy hour. I'm interested to see where we end up with on the percentage side. So we started at 0.2. This might be another bag. It is. We started at 0.2% float fishing. I'm curious where we end up. And I'll do like I did on my float account. I'll save all the bags up that I catch in a day and then open them all at once. Especially since I may not show every fish we catch here for a while. I'll at least get my full hour in. What I'll probably do is go another 20 minutes here, recording everything, and then go to just important fish for kind of updates throughout the day. You do still have plenty of time to complete this. I think it wraps up on the 9th of January, if I remember correctly. And again, premium is on sale right now for 25% off. I think it was like $2.50 for 3 days. $2.50. And more than likely, so the gifts you can get are baits, lures. You can get very fancy reels. I doubt we will, just because we're not high enough level, most likely. You can get chocolates, alcohol, which you can drink alcohol to get an XP bonus. You can get baits. I didn't say you can get lures as well too. So on my Steam account, I got a set of every funky minnow. You can get a 7-day premium voucher. And then you can get what's called a dream fish voucher, which allows you to taxidermy a fish for free to put up in your house, which I will never probably use. And on my Steam account, nice little bream there. On my Steam account, after the 230 fish that I caught, it was for a dream fish voucher. I was not happy, because that is, to me, that's the worst gift, just because I won't see a point in using it. So you've got a house here at Mosquito. It's over there somewhere. I think it might even be that red thing over there. And you can taxidermy and put a fish up on the wall if you want to. See a lot of people doing the meme of catching a 20-gram perch or something like that and using their dream fish voucher on it. And you can buy a house at, I know you can buy one at Kuori. It's 90,000 to silver, and that gives you free travel to Kuori. But it also is 90,000 silver. Ooh, I thought that was a bite. So we've 445,000 out of 600,000 for level up. We'll see what we end up with at the end of this. Overnight hours can be slow. Float fishing here for me. I'm hoping when the sleepers stop sleeping, we'll get some of those. On both of my other accounts, I have pulled a trophy out here during the event. I think I got a Gibel on my float account, and on my Steam account, I got a trophy Chinese sleeper. Come on, fish. That's a 35-mile-an-hour wind gust. I could hear it coming. One of those, I heard the wind before it actually even got to my house. Another bream. Dig some dock worms. Perch. No. Gibel. Usually it's a perch that kind of runs away when you hook it like that. This is probably a perch. Nope, another Gibel. That's a good Gibel too. 883 grams. It's a big bream for this rod. Marker bream. Still nibbling. Still nibbling. It's probably a Gibel or a roach. Or a Prezi. Nope, it's a roach. $7.5 bait harvesting. Got back to this one in time. Another Gibel. Similar to spin fishing, float fishing is, and especially using telesticks, you control catching the fish. Most fish won't actually bite and just stay on it. They'll bite and then let go if you don't pull up and set the hook. And if you're interested in float fishing, I think I mentioned it already, but I do have another character that, similar to this one, is focused on float fishing instead of spin fishing. And there is a link to the playlist in the description below. This might be a Prezi on the rod too. Nope, it's a big Gibel. 572 gram Gibel. Keep in mind, this is a 2 kilo rod, I think. 4 kilo. With 3.1 kilo line on it. And on telesticks, do not go bigger line than capacity of the rod. You will break your rod. And if you break your rod, it's done. You can't really repair it. Whereas, as you saw, I broke the reel. That just meant I broke the mechanism and I can still repair that. Nice crucian there. Ooh, didn't think I was going to get back in time to get this roach. Yeah, 473 gram crucian. Wind is unfortunately pretty bad, 6 meters per second, and blowing into the dock, and it will blow your floats. You can see them both getting closer and closer and closer to the dock. I thought there was something on, there wasn't. And if you look at the compass, the little dot right on the E for east is where the wind is blowing out of, so it's blowing directly in towards me. Nice roach. So gold's on sale through 4 a.m. Eastern on the 3rd of January. Golden premium. And like I said, I think this event goes on to the 9th. Does it actually show here? Yeah, 3 a.m. on the 9th. And that might be Eastern US. That might be 3 a.m. Central European time. So look at the news on the website. But you got some time if you are interested in doing this. Decent roach. Feels like we're due for a present. Honestly, us catching one right at 5 fish in was a nice surprise. Micro crucian. Might be a present. Nope. Gibel. Nope. Bream. I just saw the white fish and thought Gibel. Another crucian. Nice crucian. I missed it. And I missed this one too. Small roach. Almost got faked out there. That's a bite. Yeah. Big old Gibel. 805 grams. Small Gibel. All right, we're an hour in, so that kind of covers the typical stuff for the day. I'm going to keep up with this either until I hit 150 fish or my keep net. That's another thing that premium gives you, is an extra 50 fish. So I'm going to keep this up either until I hit 150 fish or happy hour runs out. But I will bring you back in on any presents like this one and any really important fish, and kind of give you an update occasionally. But definitely we'll let y'all see all the present bags come out, kind of give you an idea of how long I've been fishing here. So we've been here about 20 minutes so far. I think this is number 3 if I remember correctly. That's a nice roach. So gonna go ahead and just pause, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Or as we get fish, as we get good stuff, I'll come back in, but I'll give you an idea of how long it is. So looking at the time right now, just so I have that. So give an update here in a little bit, or as we get any good fish. And we're back in. I know I've got some music going. Don't worry about it. It's DRM free. So gonna listen to some stuff while we're going. It's about 5 minutes after I paused. We only caught 3 fish. I'll probably spend a minute or two getting music going too, and also set up so I could mute it if I wanted to, like that. But we got another present on the line here, so figured I'd bring you back in. While I was messing around with it as well too, we did get our first tench. It was a small one, so not really worth heading back in for, and just missed that fish. But that we're up to 4 presents so far. And again, probably about 25-30 minutes into it. So be back in a few and again when something good happens. So it's about 10 minutes later. We did just catch our first sleeper, 85 gram. So looking forward to maybe some more action. So we'll stay in here for a second. What do we have here? Big roach. 821 gram roach. We are up to 7.9% on our float fishing, and obviously I did put out a bottom rod. Let's go ahead and mute the music. I did go ahead and put out a bottom rod. I took this free starting spark reel that we had on the very first spin rod we ever got when we first started the game. I put that over on that rod for now. Typically we would have a lacertis on there, but since both of those are being repaired, not much we can do. But as far as fish go, this is probably the last fish you saw before I cut out. So a couple of markers, nothing amazing. It was actually kind of a slow period. So far, all 4 gifts have been on rod 1. See if this is another good fish, another good sleeper. 288 grams, not bad. A sleeper trophy is 450 grams. So kind of the fish I'm hoping we catch right now, just because we'll probably make the most silver from that. But again, gonna go ahead and pause the video here, see what we can catch, and be back in a bit. I think we got another present on the line here. Yep. So it's about 10 minutes later after the sleeper. It's been number 5 in the day. Only thing I thought about coming back in on is we did get a good 1.35 kilo Gibel. That was a nice little fish. It's on rod 2, so I didn't think it was going to be a present. But it was definitely a bit of a struggle just because this is, again, a smaller rod and only has a 3 kilo capacity line on it. So we are up to almost 10% float fishing. It's been 52 minutes since we started, at least since we got our first catch. So we're probably getting close to being done on our happy hour for the day. Nice roach here. Well, I'm glad I was in here for that. A 1.281 kilo roach, trophy roach. So 2,500 XP got us up to 10%. I would not have cut in for that. I didn't think that was that big of a fish. So, yeah, nice fish. It's going well. So 54 fish in 52 minutes. Not horrible. 53 minutes. Not horrible. About the fish a minute. Honestly, I don't think I've gotten too many on the bottom rod. We can actually tell that right now. So 51 fish minus 1. We've got 50 fish on the float rods. So only 4 fish on the feeder rod. Right now I just have wet bread on it. I'm thinking about switching over and putting smaller hooks on and red worms and seeing if we can't get some rough on it. I may switch everything over to red worms here for the night. Didn't get a lot of sleepers like I was hoping. On my other accounts when I did maggots, it was quite a few sleepers, but I think I only got one more. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and switch to small hooks. Size 20 hook. We'll put a red worm on it. And actually put a clip on it because we haven't had a clip on it yet. It's that crappy bream. At least I'm guessing it was a bream with the way the float was laying. I don't have enough hooks to really go all out on rough. Might actually have another one on my other bottom rod now that I think about it. What do we have here? Big old Gibel. Let's see if I've got another one on this one. I do. I got a 22 there. Honestly, small hooks and worm, red worm, maggots. That's kind of what you want to be using here. Using the 14 hooks are honestly probably bigger than I should be. You really want bite rate here because every fish you catch has an opportunity to be a present. Every fish you catch on telescopic. So this rod will never get us a present. It's just there to make us money. Ooh, that's a good fish. Chub? No, an eyed. 846 gram eyed. Nice fish. So we'll keep going for a little bit here. And go, like I said, until I get 150 fish or we run out of happy hour time. So we'll pause and we'll be back. And pretty much right away, we got this present. I probably wasn't paused more than about 5 seconds. And that song is not one I want to keep. Using this time to listen to some music that if I do montages or things like that and want to put music to it, I can include it, but that one is not something I'm a fan of. And if you're curious what I'm using to play music, I've got Pretzel going, which is a pretty common service for streamers or YouTube folks, or DRM free or kind of approved music for YouTube and Twitch. I basically have to tell them what my YouTube account is, and they're connected with the record labels of the songs they provide, and they shouldn't claim anything. And if I do get claimed, they're supposed to help out. But it doesn't really matter because I don't get any revenue from YouTube anyway, so not a big deal there. But probably go ahead and pause again now that we got present number 6, and well, what do we have here? I don't think this is big enough. I don't think that's 1.6. Nope. So yeah, we'll pause. We'll be back in a little bit with what comes next, and we'll go from there. Got a decent fish here. This one almost broke the line. Probably not quite a trophy, but 1.805 Gibel. Very nice fish. So it is probably another 10 minutes after the last update. We're still going. Not a whole lot of fish. A couple of rough on the bottom rod, which that'll be some good silver. And we're still kind of just moving along here. Still have happy hour, so not giving up yet. We're an hour and 4 minutes into the event here. But when I caught that, when I almost lost the line to that 1.8 kilo Gibel, I figured I should record that in case I did lose it. It got to the end and bounced back a couple times. So go ahead and go back on pause, and we'll be back here in a little bit. Got something good on here. I'm not sure exactly what. I think it's a fish. It is a big Gibel. This is probably a trophy if I can catch this. So I don't exactly know how long it's been since the last update. Uh-oh. Ooh. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Dang it. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. That was a good fish. We got something over here on 1, too. Marker perch there. Man, that's unfortunate. That was a good Gibel, and we almost had it. If I'd actually stayed on the edge here, I bet I could have gotten my net out and caught that. I'm upset. So yeah, you all got to see that at least. We only lost a little bit of line and the hook. I did switch the rod 1. I don't know if I said this or not. I did switch rod 1 over to small hook and red worm for the night, and I did get a 100-gram rough on it. 150 is a trophy, but nice little fish there for some profit. So we were probably, looks like about 10 minutes, because I think that 1.8 kilo Gibel was the last thing I showed. So we'll have to probably get a new hook before we continue tomorrow. We're probably getting pretty close to being done with our dual happy hours. Couple of small fish there. I remember we were about 40 minutes into the day when we started here, or into the episode, so. And we've been going right at 100 an hour 20. So may just kind of hang out here until happy hour is done. Assuming the upside down four-legged thing doesn't decide he needs to go out before then. So I think he just started snoring, so I'm not super worried about that. Nope, he just pawed me right in the face. Didn't you, buddy? He's a very routine-oriented dog, and we're getting pretty close to the time I usually take him out, so I'm not surprised he's telling me it's about that time. I usually take him out sometime around 4:30. I've got something I do for a hobby every day at 5:15. Nice sleeper there. Got something I do for a hobby every day from 5:15 to 5:45. So that's not related to video games or streaming or anything like that. So you're not missing anything. This might be a good fish or a present. It's a good fish. Nice Gibel. And again, we started at 0.2% for float fishing. We're up to 14.7 there. And we still have a good ways to go because we haven't even caught half the box presents yet. I think we're at 6. Yep. Nothing on there yet. Still kind of mad about that big old Gibel we lost. That was a trophy for sure. But I knew it was a risk we were going to run into using the smaller equipment. This might be another fun one. Nope, I got it lifted up at least. Big old brain. Nope, don't have it yet. Downside is when you put your net out like that, you lose some leverage, which makes sense because you only have one hand on the rod, one arm on the rod. It's a common carp, 1.5 kilo common. Nice. That was unexpected that I was actually able to pull that in. Decent roach, 15.3% float fishing. Another decent rough. And not quite a marker. Nice sleeper. 159 gram. Missed that fish. I know we've gotten at least 27,000 XP as well, because right around the time we started, we were 450,000. So probably 30,000 XP fishing here. missed it. Another present, maybe? Think so? Yep. This will be 7 out of 17. Nice sleeper there. Name of Caliber HSV just caught a weekly record taming on a telestick. Caliber HSV is a real, and probably what we're going to be buying on this character soon. It's a nice name. Well, I expected happy hour to be over already. The only reason I didn't go back muting or pausing. I expected we would already be done with happy hour. Guess I need to actually look at a fish and make sure, yeah, we're still in happy hour. Hour and 23 minutes, so pretty much any time it should be done. Because we had 35-40 minutes before. That's the wrong rod. This is not a present. A bit worried about what this is. We got whatever it is. I'm gonna drag this back to land. Nice Gibel. 15.9%. We're out of red worms, which I expected. There's the end of happy hour. So I'm not even gonna recast this one. All right, let's go see what we ended up with silver wise. Again, the goal here really isn't silver, but 108 silver on 101 fish, not too bad for an entry level lake, but it'll get better. So there's 5 there for less than 5 silver. 10 there, and we don't have 10 silver for perch, I guarantee that. Don't have 10 silver for crucians either. Don't have 11 silver there. I want to check that. I don't think they're worth quite that much, but they were tiny. It's a tiny sleeper order, and everything I got was heavy. So the bottom 3 are 369, and I think it was 11. Yeah. So it is better to sell here. No 1 kilo eyed. We were very close. No bleak, no mirror carp, no chub, and no trophy tinge. But still knocking out 5 orders. So 12, 20, or 12, 13, 23, 33, 43, 40, 48.49 silver plus probably 80 or 95. So 130 silver. Almost have enough to buy what we need. So to get the new rod and reel and line is 4,400 silver. So we will definitely have enough. We may not have enough to buy new line for our existing stuff. We'll see. But either way, hope you all enjoyed today. Oh, I gotta open the presents. What am I thinking, Tucker? Let's open the presents. So unpack. Got some beer. Unpack. Got a blinking light notifier. So you put that on instead of your bells on top of a bottom rod. So not the best for us, but I'm not going to say no. I think that's more beer. What else did we get? Unpack. 7 days of premium, just like we got on the other account. I've gotten that on every account. Monkey Cola, gotten that on every account. Some chocolates. And some more alcohol. So, not horrible. I may actually send the blinky light over to my main account. But basically, you put this on instead of the bells that we have, and it will flash when there's a bite. So, either way, I hope you all enjoyed. We'll be doing this again tomorrow. I may go ahead and try and knock some more of the event out overnight here and record it in chunks like I did today. But we'll see. Depends on what kind of time I have. I just want to get it done and move on with things. Looking forward to the new rod, new reel. And then really we can't go back to what we were doing anyway until these all get repaired, and we've got another 2 days on my main reel. So there's 2 hours. This one's got another dog paw in the face. Actually, one of those has completed. Both of the lacertis have completed, so I'm going to go pick those up because we can put those on the bottom rod. Instead of the spark, with the spark on there, we're at risk of breaking it. So we'll pick up the 2 lacertis. So those are fully repaired. We got an hour and we got about 3 hours on our rods and still 2 days left on the main reel. So appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Again, I may knock out some more of the float fishing between episodes and show you what happened from there. But I'll definitely let you know how that goes in the first part of next episode if I do that at all. So we'll see you all later. Hope you all have good tight lines, and we'll see you then. Bye bye now.